Today, we will discuss ASL as a heritage language and how it has passed on through generations of signers up to now. I want to show you 3 examples. The first one is an old film from 1913. The second one is a dictionary published in 1918. And the third one is a dictionary produced in 1923. I want you to see the old ASL signs used during the turn of the century and their connection with the meaning of these signs. Now, take a look at the copied video from an old film with a female signing Indian. Did you see the sign? Now, the next sample is from 1918. The dictionary sign reveals this sign. The last and third sample is a picture from a 1923 dictionary authored by Higgins. The prior sample was a 1918 dictionary authored by Long. You can find these historical images at the Historical Sign Language Database, archived at Georgetown University for the preservation of old ASL signs. Now observe the sign from 1923. The original meaning of the sign represents facial jewelry, like various ear and nose pieces. This historical significance is preserved, and we can compare these signs with tribal sign languages, which are different from ASL. You will see the demonstration of tribal signs later in this video. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. My name is Haley Zimmerman. I want to take this opportunity to teach you about face painting in Native cultures using 5 different photos. And here they are. This is our first photo. Here you'll see that there are no faces painted. This is because not all Native cultures typically use face paint. In fact, some never do. In this photo, you'll see different cultures, including the Hopi with squash blossom whorls, Alaskan natives, or even Mexican indigenous people who have their own traditions that do not include face painting. What you should notice here is that there are no pictures with individuals with two-line markings on their cheeks. Let's take a look at our second photo. Here you'll actually see a variety of face painting. Some with lines down the middle of their face with black on one side and yellow on the other half. Some have black painting across their forehead, red across the middle, and white around their mouth. Others have yellow dots on one side with red markings on the other. There are many different designs, and these are just a couple. But again, here you should notice there are no pictures with two-line markings across anyone's cheek. Now let's take a look at our third photo. This photo shows tribal members who are marked with specific tribal tattoos. 3 lines tattooed down the chin, dots across their cheeks, marks on their forehead, or various designs on their chins, even lines down the center of their face or across the side. There are many different markings, and these are just a few. Again, you're going to notice that none of these tattoos are actually two-line marks across their cheek. Now here's our fourth photo. In this photo, you'll see a tribe that actually uses a combination of both face painting and tribal tattoos. And in their tribe, there are specific meaning and representations for the symbols that they choose to use. And lastly, this is our fifth and final photo. And this is really unfortunate because these are unacceptable and inappropriate face paintings. In fact, this photo is an example of cultural appropriation and mockery of Native culture. The 2 stripes painted on the cheeks and the fake feather bottoms is ridicule of our people. Look carefully at how these paintings and marks are represented on the cheeks in this photo. We want to encourage you to think carefully about trying to standardize the sign for Native Americans by using the 2-line markings across the cheeks. Consider the information in the photos that I've shared with you and how these tribes are not represented in that sign. The sign you may be using is just perpetuating stereotypes. Please be mindful of how you sign Native American. Thank you for watching.
In North America, there are different indigenous tribes who use their own North American Indian Sign Language, or NAISL. One language variety of NAISL is Plains Indian Sign Language, which is used in the central region extending from Canada all the way down to Mexico. One language variety of Plains Indian Sign Language is Lakota Sign Language, the sign language of my ancestors. The concept Indian, or of ourselves, is signed differently among different tribes. For example, in Lakota Sign Language, Indian is signed by rubbing your hand on the back of your fist. Other tribes may have different ways to express the same concept. I will demonstrate 5 different tribal signs for Indian used in the hand talk community.